Yankees' infield puzzle is snapping back into focus, and Paul Goldschmidt's name is drifting off the board. When New York inked Goldschmidt to that one-year deal in December, the promise was instant middle-of-the-order stability, a proven hitter, veteran leadership, and a smooth first base glove. Through May, he erased doubts, batting .333 and patrolling the bag like a seasoned pro. But once June arrived, the bat cooled rapidly. Line drives dipped into gloves, grounders squeaked through the infield, and Goldschmidt's average slid to .277. That slump has ripple effects. Goldschmidt turns 38 this winter, and even a one-year reunion starts looking costly when the market demands 2- or 3-year guarantees. The Yankees must think ahead. Who fills that first base hole, ideally for the next half-decade, at a price that doesn't break the bank? The latest buzz points squarely at Luis Arraez. 3 straight batting titles, an OBP machine, and contact-hitting artist extraordinaire. Why Arraez makes sense. On-base acumen. Arraez has posted OBPs north of .375 in each of the last 3 seasons. His swing mechanics, minimal wasted movement, a compact load, and a relentless cut-through-the-zone approach produce walk rates near 10% and strikeouts on under 10%. For a Yankees lineup that occasionally sputters in getting runners on, Arraez represents a plug-and-play catalyst to top the order. Consistent contact. You can scout Arraez on film and spot his barrel control immediately. He sprays line drives to all fields, leveraging opposite field power and peppering the gaps. His average isn't a fluke. He's posted at least 200 hits in each of the last 2 seasons, and in smaller sample sizes he's hovered near .330. For a team chasing Aaron Judge home runs, that kind of table setter insulates against slumps. Durability and affordability. A 6-year, $90 million contract, roughly $15 million per season, buys Arraez from age 27 to 33, Greer a peak production window. Compare that to a 1-year pact north of $20 million for Goldschmidt at 38, or a multi-year backload that hampers payroll flexibility. Arraez's projected deal locks in excellence at a relative bargain, preserves innings for righty relievers, and leaves cash to re-sign Juan Soto or chase another bullpen arm. Defensive and base running caveats. Non applicare medico. No player is perfect, and Arraez brings trade-offs. His first base defense has been below average in outs, above average metrics. His footwork around the bag is tentative, especially on stretch plays and scoops. The Yankees could shift Trevino or a utility infielder into a hybrid role to shore up, but it's a real concern for a team that routinely prizes Gold Glove caliber. On the bases, Arraez isn't a burner. His stolen base success has been modest, around 60% over the last 2 years, so he doesn't manufacture extra bases like a Whit Merrifield or Byron Buxton. In high-leverage scoring situations, that conservative style could stall rallies. New York would need to blend Arraez with aggressive pinch runners in late innings, which chips into roster spots. Lineup fit and lineup construction. With Jazz Chisholm locked in at second base, an alpha dog presence who drives runs and vaults the middle infield, slotting Arraez at first establishes a dual left-handed punch in the top 3, Arraez, Soto, and Judge. Soto and Judge can rotate as hitters 2 and 3 based on matchup, giving the Yankees platoon advantage against extreme left or extreme right starters. Arraez's spray chart profile also complements Soto's pull power, creating corner-to-corner traffic that strains infield shifts. Bullpen balance and payroll synergy. By committing to Arraez's moderate annual salary, the Yankees preserve funds to fortify the bullpen. After the trade deadline moves to bolster the rotation, New York still needs a high-leverage righty and a multi-inning bridge. Retaining capacity for a $10 million a year reliever or back-end closer hinges on not overspending at first base. Arraez's projected contract gives Brian Cashman the leeway to chase both arms and shore up that late-game collapse vulnerability. Market dynamics and bidding war potential. Of course, Arraez isn't a secret. The Dodgers, Cardinals, and Braves will share interest, each dangling competitive windows and championship aspirations. A 6-year, $90 million framework could balloon if multiple suitors enter the fray, especially if Arraez pushes for a no-trade clause or opts into partial guarantees in later seasons. The Yankees must move decisively, crafting a front-loaded structure that appeals to Arraez's desire for early security while gating out rival offers. Alternative targets, if Arraez slips through their grasp, New York must pivot swiftly. Options include Matt Olson, elite defender with limit plate discipline but steep price tag, and college bats like Andrew Vaughn or Garrett Cooper, each with upside but defensive questions. Free agent first base options beyond Arraez diminish, so the window to land a premium contact hit OBP-centric talent is narrow. Conclusion: Goldschmidt's one-year cameo delivered more than expected, but ended with noticeable regression. The Yankees must now think long-term. How to keep the lineup balanced between power and contact, offense and defense, veteran savvy, and youthful upside. Luis Arraez emerges as the ideal bridge, batting title pedigree, on-base prowess, and team-friendly price. Yes, he needs defensive tutoring and base-running polish, but his presence at the top of the order could amplify Soto and Judge exponentially. If New York moves boldly to secure Arraez's signature this winter, they'll have effectively replaced a fading veteran with a prime catalyst and preserve the financial bandwidth to chase October glory. The next few weeks of free agency maneuvering will decide whether the Yankees sprint out of camp with a forward-looking first base or settle for another short-term patch that leaves the question unanswered. The Yankees' infield picture could look very different in 2026. After signing Paul Goldschmidt to a one-year deal this winter, New York watched the veteran first baseman open the season on fire. He hit .333 through May, but his average has since fallen to .277, leaving him unlikely to return to the Bronx next year. In Bleacher Report's latest free agency projections, Luis Arraez emerges as New York's top target to fill the vacancy at first base. Arraez has rattled off 3 straight American League batting titles, and he's on pace to challenge for a 4th, even as Will Smith teeters on the edge of plate appearance qualification. Miller predicts Arraez will ink a 6-year, roughly $90 million deal with the Yankees, a contract that would secure one of baseball's premier contact hitters and on-base artists. On paper, the fit makes sense. Arraez's career .327 average and .383 OBP would provide ideal table setting for Aaron Judge, boosting the run environment for New York's power core. His right-handed stroke would also add balance behind lefty-leaning sluggers in the heart of the order. But Arraez's game isn't without flaws. He's below average defensively at first base. Metrics rate his glove as an overall negative, and lacks the speed to compensate on the bases. The Yankees, who have committed a league-high number of infield errors this season, would need to shore up their defensive alignment and perhaps adjust their shift strategies to maximize Arraez's value. Still, with Goldschmidt expected to test free agency elsewhere, the Yankees appear ready to pivot toward a long-term solution at first base. A 6-year pact for Arraez would signal New York's continued win-now approach, locking up an elite on-base machine to lead off for Judge and the rest of the lineup. As the postseason race tightens, landing the 3-time batting champion could prove the difference between a deep playoff run and another offseason of unmet expectations.